At this point, everyone is clearly cutting back, but as mom and dad tighten their wallets, their kids are taking notice. The FDA is warning people to stay away from food made with peanut butter. He's charged with capital murder and aggravated kidnapping, and he's only 15. A wintry mess on a New Hampshire interstate caused quite a mess this morning and an unbelievable traffic pileup. Clean firefighters will get some help when it comes to battling grass fires. They want to expand it up into Dallas, meeting up with Loop 9 in Dallas. It's a similar proposal to the TTC. It's hard to believe it was 80 degrees. Now it's going to be below 30 tonight. Kelly and John, I can at least tell you that sprinkle is definitely turned into rain. In fact, some rain fell on my lips a moment ago and it turned to ice. You can see there is still tape over the window that was shot out sometime this weekend. The other one is essentially sand. You can see it behind me. It's basically made up of sand, some rocks. They're going to put this stuff and that chat on area roads to give drivers some traction.
What about where you are? Any idea if it's slick behind you there on the interstate or on the access roads?
Well, we're right near downtown Waco along I-35. I've seen some cars as they're pulling out onto the frontage road kind of slip. So it's definitely icy out here. Best bet to stay home. But John, Kelly, there are a lot of cars out here. They can shelter well over 100. They've already taken in more than 50 dogs, cats, birds, and even some mice. Investigators have yet to find out what caused this fire. This gun I just fired is one of the more popular selling models here at Chandler's Gun Range. And even some mice. Late tonight, 2 dogs, 2 cats came in. Go ahead and take a look. This is the lobby here at the Waco Humane Society. All these dogs, cats, birds, mice, as I said, they will be able to stay here until Ike has passed. Lopez and her husband arrive in McLennan County from Aransas Pass. They filed off a bus with their 3-year-old dog, Clyde. He too would be needing some shelter from the storm.
We love it because our dog is our friend forever. So he's like a little baby for us. Our children are grown up, so we now take care of our pet.
Once registered and photographed with his owners, Clyde will head to the Waco Humane Society, where he'll stay with a number of other 4-legged friends from the coast.
We don't want people to have to leave their animals behind to fend for themselves. You know, a lot of people, these are their family members, so we want to give them the same care that we would try to give to anybody else.
The shelter is prepared to take in as many animals necessary to make sure hurricane evacuees have a safe place to keep their pet.
Emotionally, these people are stressed. Their animals are stressed. We can provide that safe haven and a soft place to fall for them and the animals.
Meantime, some area foster families are making room for the guests by temporarily taking in some animals already living there.
Just anything we can do. I mean, there's not a whole lot, but if we can help a little bit, it'll help out.
They're preparing for the worst, setting up makeshift shelters under tents, stocking up on donations and food supplies, all the while hoping for the best. To avoid any confusion, each animal's cage is clearly marked, and they're getting some extra attention while they wait out the storm. Now, workers here at the shelter are doing their best to keep the evacuation animals separate from those who are normally already living here and waiting to be adopted. They do still need volunteers and donations, not so much food donations, rather just supplies to take care of these evacuated animals.
Just I flipped out. I couldn't believe it. It's just terrible.
Brenda Boswell woke up Saturday morning to find her car had been vandalized overnight.
I just got in, I was getting ready to leave, and I noticed there was a hole, and then I got back out, and it just went everywhere. The glass went everywhere.
And it's a similar story down the street from the Boswells.
After I loaded them up, then I went and I shut my door and then crashed. Everything in the back, all the glass went into the back of my truck.
Tom Elmore woke up Saturday morning to the same thing, and it happened to his parents' car, too. They happen to live next door. Waco police say cars across the city have been targeted, and since Saturday, they've received 75 reports of car windows being shot out.
They had told us that they figured that it had to have been children with BB guns because they'd had several reports and been receiving reports since 5 a.m. that morning.
A potentially harmful and at the very least costly act. The Boswells spent $250 getting their window replaced. Elmore paid the $100 deductible to his insurance company to get his fixed. An added cost just after the holidays that's tough to swallow.
It kind of takes the spirit out of everything when you wake up the next morning and find your car, damaged like that. Definitely kind of puts you in a bad mood.
Now, Waco police say they think that this is probably the act of a teenager who might have gotten a BB gun or a pellet gun for Christmas. They're hoping, obviously, they slow down now that school is going back into session, but they are asking anyone with information to call Waco police.
Everybody, it's just kind of like a panic right now. Everybody's kind of scared and afraid that in a few months that they won't have the opportunity to buy any type of firearm.
Up 50% gun sales across the country, across the state, and across Central Texas. Fearing stricter gun control laws under Barack Obama, people are flocking to gun stores like Chandler's in Bosque County.
Locally, they're probably sold before they even get in the door, so most of the time they don't even get out of the boxes before they're gone.
This gun I just fired is one of the more popular selling models here at Chandler's Gun Range, but not only are sales up, there's a lot more people coming out to practice and learn how to fire them. The AR-15 is included in assault weapons Barack Obama supports banning. It's a weapon capable of holding 100 rounds.
That's really a devastating weapon to have that many rounds in, an individual's hands.
But Waco Police Sergeant Melvin Rosenborough says the AR-15 isn't a gun often used by criminals.
Typically on the person-to-person crimes, that's not what we see. Some of the drive-by type crimes, you do see some of those being used, but individual to individual, it's usually a handgun.
Though Obama has said he supports an individual's right to own guns with reasonable restrictions, the National Rifle Association says he would be the most anti-gun president in American history.
That's our Second Amendment right. People have a right to defend themselves, right to bear arms. So
for now, Chandler's Gun Shop says the extra business is a nice boost while the economy is down the barrel. Chandler's Gun Shop is not the only dealer in the area we spoke with today reporting increased sales. A dealer in Hewitt says their sales are also up significantly, and a dealer in Fort Worth sold more than $100,000 of merchandise the day after the election.